Hello everybody, welcome back. We're going to talk about XRP and its Bitcoin pair, as something is taking place which actually shows a little bit of evidence to suggest, well, maybe the bottom is in for the Bitcoin pair. I know that sounds mad, and calling for bottoms is something that we all like to do every other day, because new bottoms follow. So don't take my word on it. I'm just going to present you basically with what I can see here. So lows, but this is again a 3-day chart, pushing that 21 exponential moving average, which is a major resistance. Obviously we saw that over here after this wick and a big bounce up, wick and a big bounce up. So on the 3-day, based on this, we really sort of need to get above 800 sats, really. That's the main key. Now, if you're looking at this on the money flow index, we've got so much bullish divergence on the money flow index. You've got it, quite a lot of it on the RSI as well, and we've been turned up on the MACD since all the way back down here, which again is still divergence. Take ourselves to the weekly time frame. It's the same sort of vibe from lower moving averages. So we've got a 10 exponential being the main problem over here. Same thing over here. So these are the wicks on the 3-day that you saw bang up and bang up. So the 10 exponential, which gives us roughly the same sort of price, really. It's just below 800 sats. And if you get above that, you really want to be closing above 900 sats to start a major uptrend. A major uptrend, that would be, based on the weekly. But you've got bullish divergence on the weekly RSI, bullish divergence on the weekly money flow index, and bullish divergence, or at least continued momentum after a positive cross on the MACD. So the weekly and 3-day showing signs of life. Now, here is it where it starts to get a little bit more interesting, really. So we've got this on the daily. So we're above most moving averages at this point on the daily. And the 200 simple and exponential is sitting up here at 1,000 sats. So if you could see us get above this cloud, really, which again is that 800 sats area, you might be looking for a continuation of the uptrend, which could take us to 900, maybe 1,000 sats. At the moment, the momentum is just simply following that of the price, so moving with the market. But I have to put it to you that given the weekly is usually my preferred time frame, because spot is usually my main method of profit. Yeah, I don't really like doing futures too much. You'll see me do a bit of futures, derivatives and stuff like that. But most of the time, it's all about spot, because this is crypto at the end of the day. You can make enough out of spot trading. And the weekly offers the big swings. And I believe there's evidence to think that XRP is scraping out a low between 700 and 800 sats, meaning that we're looking at an accumulation phase, and it might even be a short-lived one, really. So any moves into the lower 700s ought to be thought of as an opportunity for those who haven't got it. And that might even mean an opportunity for rotation, right? A rotation from some of that beautiful Bitcoin that you own. To be honest with you, I have enough Bitcoin, I have enough XRP, so I don't want to rotate any. This is just a chart that I'm presenting to you with certain evidence that we are looking to make a big move up on the chart at some point based on a weekly time frame. Doesn't mean that we're going to rock it by 12:15 today, but I'm just putting it to you that there is higher term time frames and looking to turn around. So the daily doesn't have any of that divergence on it, not really, not at all, to be honest with you, not at all. So let's just move to the 4-hourly, because it's all about that 800 to 900 sats. So this is where things start to look quite attractive. So what we see is a golden cross on exponentials, bang here, and simple moving averages, bang here. And if you were to retest those, which is what they normally like to see, that's a further 1.33% from where the price is right now. And to the simple moving average, it's a 2.3%. And these are both supports. Major supports actually based on this 4-hourly. So if you were to go down into them, that would be an opportunity for the position to be taken, really. We've also got a trend signal that's formed on XRP on the Ichimoku cloud. So to create that, there's 3 components to this: cross above the cloud, conversion baseline cross above the cloud, price above the cloud, which obviously we got, and Chiku span above the price. So this is all in play at the moment. It does exist. It is there. So the 4-hourly is showing immediate signs of continuation, and what I'd like to see would be a retest of either this 758 sats or maybe 751. So really not much between. It's just a little baby step down, and hopefully these will hold and they will continue with this uptrend, because this is an uptrend is what we see. Bang, bang, bang. You can see that now. And the uptrend potentially strengthening. So what was the last time we saw any kind of golden cross on XRP's 4-hourly? It was a million years ago, really. It was all the way back over here, November 2023, after this rally that we had over here. So this is the first time that we've had one, since such a long time ago. We've been death crossed ever since, and all we've ever seen is rejection from it, bang, rejection from it, bang, rejection from it, bang, and again, and again, and again, and again. This happens all the time. There was these little anomalies where you come out the top, but for the first time in what feels like a long time, we're above these 4-hourly moving averages, and we've got a golden cross on simples and exponentials. Now, look, granted, the last time we did see one of these, it was a bit of a fake out, but there was a significant rally here on XRP to Bitcoin. And we can measure that out from here to here. That was a 31, almost 32% gain, and that was November. What was going on in November? July. Oh, it's over here. So this is what happened. So we had a nice bounce over here, October. This is your alt season, basically. Alt season began, and actually it was finished quite quickly, really, over here. It didn't take long at all. But it was still a decent move, let's face it. It was still a decent move. So back onto the tether pair then. We're floating below all moving averages. Doesn't look good at all on the weekly. There's really nothing to report there. Daily, again, below all major moving averages, getting rejected, nothing more than that. Any divergence of any description, a tiny bit potentially, maybe getting brewed on this daily. It's not enough to think that a move is likely to happen based on that. Over here on the 4-hourly, just up and rejected from the center of the Bollinger Band, which is about 48 cents really. So you're looking to have to get above 48 cents to maybe make a move up to 50. So it's only really small baby steps. So the tether pair and the Bitcoin pair have conflicting ideas of what it is that they want to do. Let's just have a look at the 3 days. The 3-day might have something going for us. Well, actually, yeah. So the 3-day is printing bullish divergence on money flow index and RSI. But again, it's not enough for me to say that the tether pair is attractive. It's only the Bitcoin pair that looks like it's trying to form a rounded bottom here and potentially move up. So we're looking to range really on this between 700 and 800 sats. And it can go higher, it can go lower, but 700 to 800 sats looks to me like an opportunity worthy of presenting to you. Whether it fulfills is a different story. Based on the daily, the major resistance is going to be up here at 1,000 sats. On the weekly, major resistance is at 2,000 sats. So yeah, this could end up result in like doubling your Bitcoin if you were to put some Bitcoin in it. Operative word being could. Right, so last night I didn't do a Patreon live stream because the England game was on. I wish in hindsight that I'd just done the live stream, because that was one of the most boring games of football I've ever watched in my life. So if you want to join the Patreon, we're doing a live stream tonight. We'll look at all the alts and all the charts that you want me to look at. That's fine. That'll be at 8 o'clock GMT today. So links in the description below for that. Other than that, though, the general market vibes is still one of consolidation, still one of rejection, and nothing shocking, but it does look like we just want to get rejected on this Bollinger Band center for Bitcoin, and on the daily, it didn't even reach any moving averages. However, major support still live at $58,000 for Bitcoin. And Ethereum, if it were to load, it's no different to the total 2. And the total 2 is doing exactly what Ethereum's doing and what Bitcoin's doing on the daily, which is a rejection on the 10 exponential. Sorry, I can't get my words out. And support on the 200, which is a golden cross retest. Hidden bullish divergence being printed on the way down. 3 drives is quite nice. So a reaction around here is not something that I would say is a bad setup. This is a major support on a continuous uptrending move, a consolidation from the peak down to here. This is worthy of a dip buy across the board, basically for altcoins or the market as a whole, excluding Bitcoin. That's what it is. It's a golden cross retest where V-shaped recoveries are most likely to take place from. We've hit it already. Yeah, we might come down to it again. We've still got the bull div, or the hidden bull div, and so I quite like it. I do quite like it. That's why I entered into more altcoins around here based on what I'm seeing. Doesn't mean it's the absolute low. Does not mean that at all. But it does look quite attractive. Shall we just finish with the Dixie? Dixie continuing with its uptrend. Broken out from its major resistance and looking to move up to the next level of resistance, 106.3. I think that we're going to see continuous moves on the Dixie now, so that's going to add pressure on the rest of the market. I don't really see why this is going to reject on its own. It does look like it wants to keep going. So the only thing that's going to pull this back or wind the Dixie's neck back in would be rate cuts, I think, at this point, really. Rate cuts of some description, and that's what's going to do it. We are working on what looks to me like a pump signal about to be generated over the next few days, and that's probably what we're going to see when we get the leading portion of the cloud flash green, which, to be fair with you, could even happen as early as tomorrow morning when the new daily is born. Right, so overall, I'm not looking for anything massive up, probably not looking for anything massive down on Bitcoin or crypto, but we are, I think, closer to forming or scraping out lows, potentially accumulation, where we might just go sideways and down, really, without any huge volatile moves. I don't really see how it can get much worse than it is already. But yeah, the upper 50s seems reasonable, and if we start closing below $58,000, it might be time to step right back, because if Bitcoin loses this area and the total 2 loses that area, then it actually, at that point, it really does go into like a major consolidation, and it might be worth just because I'm at this point now about 45% committed to the market. Since obviously having that large cash position since, well, December, and even more so by March and April, as well as really kind of out of the market largely, and I've been dropping little bits in here and there, and at this point I'm about 45% in, so that's quite a lot really for me, so I do have conviction that the market will turn around throughout this summer, which has been my best guess since December, January, March, April. That has always been the bigger plan. So, all you guys who watch me on this channel and you follow me on the Patreon, I've basically been like a broken record, talking about making sure that you sell the rips on any of these coins, unless you bought much lower when we were buying back in October, which is perfectly fine. For the most part, that some of those altcoins that we bought back down there are still up 10x already, so that's fine. You keep those positions are amazing. But what we're looking to do now is effectively try to do the same thing that we did in October last year, throughout this summer period when it comes down, offering the entry points, and then hold those positions, those spot positions, for an inordinate amount of time. We're talking 12 to 18 months really before we exit those positions. And I would consider all of the positions that I've been entering into as what I would consider low, pretty low compared to where I think they're going to be. So the risk to reward is about 30% potentially down, from where I started my dollar cost averaging, maybe more. To several 100% up from the first entry point of the dollar cost averaging, which I did about 3 to 4 weeks ago now. So yeah, like I say, 45% committed to the market at this point. That's a big chunk of change that now, and I'll stick to my conviction because the plan has not altered since December. It's exactly the same. I know I make these videos every day, but really, my overall conviction of how the market was going to behave: October, alt season, exit throughout December, January, February, March, and now redeploy into the market on this downtrend. It's exactly the same as it's been since December. So I'll leave with you there. Everything is working to plan. It's just a matter of time. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Maybe I'll see you on the Patreon. Take it easy.